Yes. Did you read today's newspaper? Yes. Anything interesting? Sorry? Grassroots peace for local body elections in West Bengal. Is it important? Why? బాగుందా? హెల్త్ ఓకేనా? అంత సెట్ అయిందా? పర్లేదు. ఎస్. Normalizing violence in elections. Oh. Have you seen paper today? Yes. Any interesting articles? President rule in Manipur. Okay. Why is it important? President rule won't take place easily. Okay. Yes. Good. So, have anyone noticed what is qubit? Oh, fine. So, what is qubit? Anyone in today's newspaper? No? ఎక్కడ కనిపించలేదా? ఓకే. క్వాంటమ్ కంప్యూటింగ్ in today's newspaper, not general knowledge. In today's newspaper, have you seen quantum computing? No? Okay. Right. So this article is there, right? Adipurush faces protest across India. Okay, so all of you know that there is a movie called as Adipurush. It is retelling of Ramayana according to the director. Okay, so if Adipurush, a movie is released, a movie has to be released through due process, right? What is due process? Somebody will make a movie, they will apply to CBFC, that is film certification. Okay, it's a film certification body. That means government of India has given a stamp, this movie is okay, it can be released under different ratings, 12 U by A or 18 plus, something like this. Okay, now what else is there in this particular part? Somebody is saying that I don't like the movie. Okay, is it okay for people to say that I don't like a movie? Yes or no? Can I ask for ban of the movie? Should movies be banned because I don't like them? Why? Andarki nachadu. So movies are measured in the performance of hit or fail, right? Yes or no? It's not based on critics. Movie baadi sara leda is for people. See, we are a country where Sampurnesh Babu had a hit. Okay, see, nachite chustaru, nachakapothe ledu. There is no, okay, there is no force on anyone. This is called as freedom of expression. Can a director have freedom of expression? Yes or no? Whatever a movie is being made, it is also freedom of expression. So if I say a movie should be banned, am I limiting? క్లాస్ బయట అన్న చదువుకోండి, క్లాస్ తర్వాత అన్న చదువుకోండి, క్లాస్లో కాదు. ఓకే, దేర్ ఆర్ బెటర్ థింగ్స్ టు డూ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్. ఎస్, సో ఇఫ్ ఏ మూవీ ఈస్ బ్యాండ్, ఐఎమ్ కిల్లింగ్ ద క్రియేటివిటీ ఆర్ ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ రైట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద డైరెక్టర్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? ఎస్. సో షుడ్ మూవీస్ బి బ్యాండ్? When will you ban a movie? Okay, now one more thing. The government of India have Central Bureau of Film Certification. Okay, normally it is called as censor board. It is called as censor board. That means it's not censor board, right? Actually, before the certification, before the movie, they will say, I don't like this scene, please remove it. Yes or no? That is pre-ban. That means before even the movie becomes public, I am saying what should be there in the movie, what should not be there. I hope you agree, right? And before the movie itself, I am limiting your freedom of speech. After the movie also, please don't come to the class from tomorrow. Yeah. So before the movie and after the movie, what will be there? Restrictions on your freedom of speech. So మనం ఏం చదువుకుంటాం పాలిటీలో? ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఇస్ అబ్సల్యూట్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఇస్ అబ్సల్యూట్ బట్ లిమిటెడ్ టు సర్టెన్ థింగ్స్. కొన్నిటికి మాత్రమే, మొరాలిటీ, పబ్లిక్ హెల్త్, డీసెన్సీ ఇట్లాంటి వాటికి మాత్రమే లిమిటేషన్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ మోర్ ఆర్ లెస్ ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఇస్ అబ్సల్యూట్. నాకు ఇష్టం వచ్చింది నేను మాట్లాడచ్చు, తీయచ్చు, చూపియచ్చు. సో ద థింగ్ ఈస్, because of all such things, these articles enter into your polity answer writing. These will become examples of your freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of speech ante noti maate kaadu, what you write, what you show, what you tell, whatever stories you want to say, everything is freedom of speech and expression. So if more and more people are demanding bans, na manobhavalu debbadinnayi, okay, please don't make such movies. Okay, everybody's feelings will be offended in one way or the other. Can I satisfy every single person in this class? No, right? Everybody will have his or her own knowledge. If I make a movie against, let's say, Kerala files, that there is a movie in Kerala women are being converted into love jihad and they are being sent to ISIS camps. Okay, some Muslims went to the Supreme Court saying, you know, we are offended. Okay, everybody will be offended by some or the other thing. Yes or no? You cannot satisfy 100% all the people. Okay, so that is the power of freedom of speech. Once government of India says, you know, a movie is released, there should not be a discussion or negotiation on the ban. That is when we can call a democracy as a tolerant democracy. Okay, if you don't like this version of Ramayana, talk to Ambani, get 1000 crores, make a better version of Ramayana. Okay, that is the only thing you can do. Or you can write a book, right? There is also one more essay, famous essay called as 300 Ramayanas by A.K. Ramanujan. Okay, I don't know if you have heard that book. Okay, there is a book called as 300 Ramayanas. Ante there are 300 versions of Ramayana, not a single version. Jains have their own version of Ramayana. In Indonesia, they have a different version of Ramayana. In Jainism, Lakshmana kills Ravana, not Rama. According to their Ramayana, Lakshmana kills Ravana. Why? Because karmic action. There, according to Jains, whatever you do, there will be cycle. That means every action will have equal and opposite reaction. So if Rama kills Ravana, then Rama is not breaking the cycle of karma. So he will be revolving in that cycle. So Lakshmana kills Ravana. According to what? Jainism Ramayana. Okay. But at the same time, if you go and look at so many Kamban Ramayana, there are so many Ramayanas, right? The most famous Lakshman Rekha. Yes or no? Every single body knows Lakshman Rekha. In Valmiki Ramayana, you don't find Lakshman Rekha. Lakshmana actually doesn't draw a line in Valmiki's Ramayana. There is no Lakshman Rekha in Valmiki Ramayana. In later versions of Ramayana, Lakshman Rekha became very popular. Ante Ramayana also evolved according to the culture, tradition. If a woman says Ramayana, if a woman writes Ramayana, she writes it from a more feministic perspective. Like this, there is no one version of Ramayana. We always have been such a great country which encourages pluralism. Kamban Ramayana, some other Ramayana. Okay, everybody has creative interpretation. But the thing is, if you really want actual Ramayana, go and read Valmiki's Ramayana. Yes or no? Pluralism, acceptance of different kinds of stories. This is whose story? According to Om Raut, the director of the movie, this is his version. So are we a pluralistic country? Our culture says so, because there are so many versions of Ramayana. Okay, intolerance is what? Your inability to accept a different version of the story. Yes or no? And again, if you go and think about it, feminism, there is a concept called as feminism. What is feminism? To fight about equal rights. Yes, what is feminism? Creating a stereotype or breaking a stereotype? breaking a stereotype. Yes, what is feminism? Supporting women empowerment is feminism. Yes, anyone last? Equal rights for women is feminism. Okay, there are again different versions of feminism, some extreme, some limited, but more or less the concept is women are to be treated with respect equally. Okay, so the major criticism against Ramayana is what? That once Ravana is killed, when Sita comes back, okay, Rama asks her to enter a test of fire, like you have to go through fire to prove your whatever it is, right? The thing is, many people look at it as a very patriarchal thing today. We are judging Ramayana thousands of years old from today's lens. I hope you understand. So is it correct to blame Rama for following a practice of that time? All these are different kinds of questions that allow you to think creatively. So culture of India is what? Pluralism. It encourages freedom of thought. Okay, but if you say India has to follow all these things, these are all barbaric practices. Movies ban cheyali and all these things are Hitler Nazi style of things. Okay, don't like it, don't watch it. This is what Chief Justice of India have said. If you don't like a book, don't read it. If you don't like a movie, don't watch it. Simple. There is no ban. Okay, first of all, if it is that bad, CBFC should make sure that it is not coming into the public, but once it is in public, you cannot ban. Second thing, Andy, we are living in an internet era. Do you really think if a movie is banned, they won't be uploading it on Telegram? They will uploading it very firstly on Telegram, okay, or YouTube or some other channel. People will go and deliberately watch it. If somebody says ban, or ఏముంది దీంట్లో, curiosity is increased. It acts like a publicity. Yes, but the thing is, the beauty of this article is it's a template. ఇప్పటి నుంచి యూపీఎస్సీలో మీకు ఏం బ్యాన్ అన్నా ఫస్ట్ ఏం చెప్తారు? బ్యాన్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ రాంగ్ థింగ్. సారీ, బ్యాన్ ఈజ్ ఏ రాంగ్ థింగ్. ఫ్రీడమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఈస్ అల్టిమేట్. బుక్ బ్యాన్ సేమ్, మూవీ బ్యాన్ సేమ్, స్పీచ్ సేమ్, వీడియో సేమ్, ఎనీథింగ్ ఈస్ సేమ్ అన్లెస్ ఇట్స్ రియల్లీ స్ప్రెడింగ్ ద హేట్. Okay, templates అంటారు వీటిని. అంటే యువర్ థింకింగ్ విల్ బి వెరీ స్ట్రక్చర్డ్. Yes or no? Okay, yeah. Now tell me, how many of you like dogs? Okay, you are dog lovers, or at least the rest of you have some compassion towards dogs. Sometimes. Should dogs be killed? No, dogs should not be killed. Might be. Is it there in today's article? No? Kerala district moves to Supreme Court to euthanize dangerous dogs. Sir, this is UPSC. Why will UPSC ask about dogs? It's a public issue. Sure, social issue. GS paper 2. Then? Ethics. Okay, what is the meaning of the term euthanize? To eradicate, then it's eradication. Euthanize, what is the meaning of euthanize? Eppadanna vinnara? Anyone? No? Euthanize is one way to tell mercy killing. అంటే పెయిన్ లేకుండా చంపడం ఈజ్ యుథనైషియా. ఓకే, సో ద బేసిక్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ యుథనైజ్ ఈజ్ టు కిల్ సంథింగ్ వితౌట్ పెయిన్. If a patient is in coma, brain dead, he cannot recover, okay, they will give a lethal injection so that he will die peacefully. All these mercy killings are euthanize. Okay, culling is different. అంటే ఇప్పుడు బర్డ్ ఫ్లూ వచ్చింది, కోల్డ్ అని అంటే చంపేస్తారు, దట్ ఈస్ కల్లింగ్ ఈజ్ different thing. Euthanize is killing it more or less without pain, but normally municipalities don't have the capacities to kill mercilessly. Okay, they will just break the neck of the dogs, throw it outside the colonies or outside the city, right? They will practice all kind of harsh things to kill the dogs. So recently in Hyderabad, a small kid was mauled by dog. అంటే కుక్కల మీద పడి చంపి తినేసాయి అతన్ని, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అ సీరియస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్. హ్యూమన్ రైట్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. రైట్ టు లైఫ్ విత్ డిగ్నిటీ, right to life with dignity. Nobody should be killed except according to law, except according to law. So కేరళలో కూడా ఏం జరిగింది, ఒక 11-year-old ఆటిస్టిక్ కిడ్ అంటే దెర్ ఇస్ ఆటిజం, అంటే కొంచెం ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ పూర్తిగా డెవలప్ అయి ఉండరు, దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఫిజికల్లీ ఫుల్లీ యాక్టివ్, ఓకే, సమ్ టైమ్స్. సో సచ్ కిడ్ వాస్ caught by the dogs and they killed him. He could not run and escape. So the Kerala district now is deciding we should kill dogs. Okay, yes. So if you are a municipal commissioner who is also an IAS officer, this will become your headache, yes or no? So normally why is dog population increasing? Is it a problem? Street dogs are a problem, huh? Sure, huh? Dangerous dogs are a problem, street dogs are not a problem. She is maintaining a distinction. Street dogs are not a problem, only what we call as pichi kukkalu, right? The mad dogs. But how, like, what guarantees are there that normal dogs won't attack? You have to think kada. Yes, roughly how many street dogs might be there in India? Sir, that is who will count? Yes or no? But somebody actually counted. Okay, there are around 60 lakh or up to 1 crore street dogs in India, right? There is a census, there is a count, somebody has conducted this, and street dogs are only increasing because of our solid waste management. Because you throw garbage on the streets, they are surviving, okay, and they populate in a very high numbers. So the problem is either you take care of their food or you don't allow them to grow. The simplest way municipalities have found is, vasectomy. That means they will do the operation to all the male dogs so that the population won't increase. So they will catch them, do the operation and release them in the market again. So they are not killing anything, but they are controlling the future populations. But sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. Okay, in countries like America, what happens is they will catch all the street dogs. You don't find street dogs in America. What they will do is they will catch the dogs, if there is any stray dog, they will put it in a kennel, okay, and they will give a public notice, we have a dog, you can adopt. Somebody will come and adopt. Within 14 days, if nobody is adopting that dog will be euthanized. The dog will be euthanized. That means it will be killed peacefully. Okay, it won't be a problem to anyone, right? So the thing is, should animal ethics, in GS paper 4 we have a concept called as animal ethics, yes or no? So in animal ethics, should we kill all these animals? Should we not? Are there any better solutions? What to do, what not to do? All these things are your burden because you are a municipal commissioner IAS. For a city like Hyderabad, this is also your burden, right? Why? Sensationalization. When something like this happen, political pressure will be high. So you should not ignore such articles and you should think of them. Okay. Now, what is Supreme Court's stand? That is more important to you, not what governments are saying. What is Supreme Court of India saying? Supreme Court is not in favor of euthanization. Okay, Supreme Court is not in favor of euthanization. Supreme Court is saying control, population control and all this drama, but Supreme Court doesn't know the ground reality. Yes or no? Clear? That means every single article will have something for you to think, ponder and develop your analytical skills. You are linking social issues with ethics paper. Yes or no? Or else if you think, this is a dog example or a Kerala dogs, why will I read this article? You are missing something good. Yes or no? Next, in the same extension, if we are feeling bad for killing animals, okay, we are also killing animals for science experiments. So many rats are being killed every time for experiments sake, right? Okay, they are also animals, right, in a way. I mean, if you talk about living beings, they are also living beings. Who gave you permission to kill them? And if you look at most religions will say that everything is created for man. The entire universe was created for man. Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, different religions will say different things. God created planet for human beings, right? Everything is for human beings. So humans are the center of everything. Everything is for human consumption. In that stance it will be justified. But don't you think animals also have rights? Empathy and compassion. Clear? Like this you have to think. Any other interesting articles? ఎట్లా అంటే if I'm taking care of the dog, then I'm responsible. But if there is no one to take care of, then who will be blamed? ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మా కాలనీలో in my colony there are some dogs. I actually don't know who is taking care of it, right? So maybe everybody is throwing dust in that junction. So because they are surviving because of that junction, so can we blame the entire colony or some individual, or we should make sure that there are no solid waste management అంటే చెత్త అక్కడ లేదు, so that dogs won't accumulate? So probably it's the other way around, right? If we clean the area, there won't be any street dogs. If we keep throwing the dust, then there will be dogs, right? Again, your point is fine, whoever take care of the dog, but at the same time we cannot control their behavior all the time. Sometimes these things happen. And why will they attack human beings? Only when they are extremely hungry, right? Probably that is one reason. Did you read this article? Mesolithic era, yes. Rock cut painting they found near Krishna river. Near lower river Krishna valley they found a Mesolithic painting. Apart from that I didn't find any value in that article. I think it's a painting of a man tilling a land. I don't know if you can see. Somebody is tilling a land. And the long term utility of this article is zero. If I mean somebody found something near Krishna valley, so if further ఏమన్నా దానికి ఒక పేరు పెట్టి ఒక న్యూ డిస్కవరీ అంటే దెన్ ఇట్ మేక్స్ టోటల్ సెన్స్. యా, హ్యాస్ ఎనీవన్ రెడ్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్? A rising India involves dance steps with the US. Okay, this article is written by Srivatsav Krishna. He is an IAS officer. Okay, All India first rank, I think 2009 or 10, old batch. So what is he trying to say? Did anyone understood the summary of that article? Here I will tell you a very important term. The term is called as takeaway. What is takeaway? The term is takeaway. Ante you know something. Apart from you know something, what are you taking away from this article? Ante 3 months down the line, if I show you the same article and ask you, what do you remember from that article majorly? What is that 1 line or 2 line summary or 3 line summary that you can take away from this article? Saramsam, essence. What is the essence that you take away from this article? చదవకపోయింటే there is nothing you can do apart from staring my face. Okay, చదివింటే you tell me. You are repeating the article. I am asking essence. India and US will synchronize development. Why? We have long lasting common goals and dependency on each other. That is why we will be synchronizing with US. That is your major takeaway. Okay, for those of you who haven't read this article, how do you look at newspapers and how do you look at the takeaways? Em notes cheskovali, em cheskokoddu. For example, he starts with one thing that India and America are best friends forever. Okay, but the thing is, India is going to be a $25 trillion economy by 2047. What is the size of India right now? 3.3 trillion. In next 25 years, probably India will become what? $25 trillion economy. నిజం అనిపిస్తుందా, టూ మచ్ అనిపిస్తుందా? అవుతుంది. ఆప్టిమిజం, అమాయకత్వం. ఎస్, ఓకే, ఎస్, ఫైన్. హోప్ ఈస్ గుడ్. India has a potential to become $25 trillion economy. That's fine. But what does that make India? It makes India the most important market. When $25 trillion are there, అంటే ఒక ఎకానమీలో అంత డబ్బులు ఉన్నప్పుడు, it is a market. I have purchasing power. So who have products to sell to India? USA. So USA wants to sell goods to India, and India have the purchasing power. In the next 25 years, India will be a superpower. Okay, how do we know that? In the past, he is comparing that in 1700s, India was the world's largest GDP. We had around 35% of global GDP. Okay, thanks to Britishers, we lost our entire economy. Now we are going back to what? 4 to 5%. So slowly India is again going to be a powerful country, right? Because of all these things, America looks at India as a good market. America looks at India as a good market, whereas India looks at America for what? Capital and investments. There is nothing new in this concept, right? America needs India, India needs USA, but both of them have one commonality, that is Indo-Pacific region and controlling China. These are our ambitions, nothing new. But how has he presented this article is very interesting. He is saying India is not only becoming a $5 trillion economy or $25 trillion economy, how is it becoming a $25 trillion economy? అంటే ఏదో బెలూన్లో గాలి నింపుతున్నామా, నిజంగానే మనం ఆర్ వి కన్స్ట్రక్టింగ్ సంథింగ్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? అంటే బయటికి బిల్డప్ ఇస్తారు కదా, నేను సూపర్ పవర్ అని. ఆర్ వి లైక్ దట్, ఆర్ ఆర్ వి జస్ట్ హాట్ ఎయిర్? That is where his article shines. His article shines by saying India is successful, or India is going to be a superpower because of its infrastructure, its investments in infrastructure. And there is a term called as multiplier effect. What is it? You have to notice all these words while you write your answers. Okay, you cannot just write India will grow or India will become $5 trillion economy. You have to say India is investing in infrastructure. Because we are investing in infrastructure, we will have multiplier effects. What are multiplier effects? Maths chadukunnaru kada. What happens when you multiply? It increases the value. What happens when you do addition? Then why are we not calling it as addition, multiply? Multiplication is manyfold. Multiplication is manyfold. అంటే 1 రూపీ ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే 40-50 రూపీస్ రిటర్న్ వచ్చాయనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ మెనీఫోల్డ్. 1 రూపీ ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే 10 రూపీసే వాపస్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ జస్ట్ డబులింగ్ ఆర్ ట్రిప్లింగ్ అనుకుంటారు. అంటే వాట్ ఐమ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు సే హియర్ ఈస్, ఇఫ్ యూ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ an airport, more and more people will take flights, more economic activity will happen, more development will happen. Imagine there is a bullet train between Bengaluru and Hyderabad. What will happen? More business activity, more software movement, more development. Okay, all these things will happen. If there is no proper communication between Bengaluru and Hyderabad, software hubs won't develop. Yes or no? So that means infrastructure, even internet speeds. If I remove your 4G and put 2G, okay, do you think you can survive for 1 week? 2G speeds. Opening YouTube, it will keep loading. Do you think you will be happy? No, even that is infrastructure. So internet speeds are also infrastructure. Because we are investing in infrastructure, we will have something called as multiplier effects. Adhamayindi kada? Next time when you have to say India will grow exponentially, how will you say? Multiplier effects. Okay, next, ఐ డోంట్ నో మీకు అంత కెపాసిటీ ఉంటుందో లేదో అని చెప్పి ఫిస్కల్ అని టర్మ్ ఎప్పుడన్నా విన్నారా? ఫిస్కల్, FISCAL. వాట్ ఈస్ ఫిస్కల్? ఇక్కడ ఉంది కదా, ఫిజికల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ అండ్ ఎట్ ఫిజికల్ prudence. Average expense. Okay. So now in this context, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాం ఇప్పటివరకు, we have to invest in infrastructure. Why? We'll have multiplier effects. I can construct an airport in 3,000 crores. I can also construct an airport in 8,000 crores. Which is more economical? 3,000 crores. But at the same time I should not compromise kada. I should construct an 8,000 quality of airport in what? 3,000 crores. That is called as efficiency and effectiveness. I hope you understand. So what he is saying is, India is expanding but we are maintaining fiscal expansion. That means we are spending money but at the same time we are fiscally prudent. Prudence ante very realistic. Prudence is very realistic. So we are not spending money like water, we are spending in a very realistic fashion. So we are growing but at the same time we are growing in a very substantial fashion, sustainable fashion. This is a kind of depth that newspaper will give you. And if you know all these terms, every day you will get to revise them kada, or else you will just look at fiscal prudence, fiscal expansion and you will move on. But this one line will become a GS paper 3 mains question. Is India having fiscal prudence or fiscal expansion? Critically discuss antadu. Asala question enduku vachinదో ardham kaadu. But the linkage is, India has to invest money but it has to invest very carefully. Okay, this is interlinking. This is a kind of depth. I hope you understand. So you have to read newspapers, you have to underline them. For example, idundi, I don't know if you have noticed this paragraph, Pragati. This is a prelims question. This is also an example for e-governance. This is also an example for e-governance. ఎప్పుడన్నా విన్నారా ఈ క్లాస్కి ముందు ప్రగతి అనే టర్మ్? ప్రగతి వినలేదు అసలు. మామూలు ప్రగతి ఎక్కడో వినింటారు కదా. యు నో ప్రగతి. వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రగతి? Pragati is development. Now tell me the difference between growth and development. Alochichandi, you have the most sophisticated computer up in your skull ever created. Yes, what is difference between growth? What's your name? Sandeep will tell us. Growth and development ki difference. Growth is increasing what we already have. Okay. Development is something new. Okay. మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ ఆలోచించారా? కనీసం ఇట్లా కళ్ళు మూసుకొని యాక్టింగ్ చేసాను. ఎస్, నో. Growth may or may not be measurable. Okay. Yes. Okay. Quantity. Actions also. Actions can be, okay. Muscle growth. Yes or no? We can go to gym and we can see muscle growth. Even plant growth. Yes or no? All these are also growth. No? Plant చెట్టు పెరిగిందా లేదా మీరు చూడలేరా? Can't you measure it? Yes. Then development is both quality and quantity. Okay. Growth is an ongoing thing. Development is reached. No, try. Come on. Growth is incremental. Development is going to next level. India is developing country. So how do you quantify it as a next level? అంటే అడుగుతున్నా. అది డెవలప్మెంట్. డెవలప్మెంట్ అయిపోయింది, ఎదగడం. బట్ ఈ టర్మ్స్ మనం చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి విన్నాం కదా, గ్రోత్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఇంటర్చేంజ్గా కొన్ని వందల సార్లు వాడింటాం. బట్ వెన్ సమ్మన్ ఆస్క్స్ యూ ఎ క్వశ్చన్ ఇట్ బికమ్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఇట్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? ఎస్. బట్ నా ఎస్, development is something you can start from scratch. Okay, within development, that is, as you say, growth is what, something that I have to improve, work on. Once I start the development, can I see growth? అదే కదా, దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ సెయింగ్, రైట్? వన్స్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ సంథింగ్, ఓకే, ఐ కెన్ సీ గ్రోత్. సో ద సమ్మరీ హియర్ ఈస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ ద టర్మినాలజీ, ద సమ్మరీ హియర్ ఈస్ హౌ టు యూజ్ ఆల్ దిస్ టర్మినాలజీ ఇన్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్. Yes or no? Growth, as he was mentioning, can be both positive and negative in connotation. Yes, చెట్టు చచ్చిపోతోంది, it is growing, blooming, both are measurements of growth. Growth is mostly in negative connotation or a positive connotation. Okay, and it is mostly in qualitative terms. Growth is mostly linked to qualitative terms. In ఎన్ని మార్కులు పెరిగాయి? Yes or no? How many marks did you improve from your last mock? These are all measurements of progress, growth. Okay, it can increase or it can decrease. It's very hard to objectify. Okay, whereas development is very visible. Development is more of a positive connotation thing. Most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, whenever you use the word development, you use it in positive connotation. Kukatpalli area has been developed. Yes or no? Or that side of city is developing. That means it's very visible, it's positive, it's qualitative. It's qualitative. Can we call Hyderabad has developed in the last 20 years? Yes? Or Telangana has developed after 2011? 2014? 2014, subjective argument. Yes, but again comparatively Hyderabad improved. Yes or no? So these are connotations. అంటే మీరు ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్లో ఎలా రాస్తారు ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ అబౌట్ కనోటేషన్. ఏ టర్మ్ వాడుతున్నారు, ఏం యాడ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రగతి ఉంది. యూ మస్ట్ హ్యావ్ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ ఎ కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్ రెడ్ టేపిజం. రెడ్ టేపిజం, వాట్ ఈస్ రెడ్ టేపిజం? రెడ్ టేపిజం. పబ్యాడ్ స్టూడెంట్స్, any public administration students? Basically red tapeism is bureaucratic delays in the name of rules and regulations. Any delay in work because of rules and regulations is considered as red tapeism. The term is what? Red tapeism. It's a very famous term. UPSC lo unte one or the other day you will learn. Red tapeism is slow down in work because of bureaucracy, rules and regulations. Okay, now read this paragraph and tell me how is it linked to red tapeism. What is he saying in this line? Prime Minister Modi have a monthly review meeting. Okay, Prime Minister heads the Pragati. It's a digital dashboard where all the state chief secretaries will come and talk to Prime Minister Modi. So మీ స్టేట్లో ఒక పని జరుగుతుంది, వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు ఇట్ అని ఒక స్మాల్ క్వశ్చన్ విల్ బి పోజ్డ్ బై హూమ్? Prime Minister. In response to that, what are officers doing? The monthly review of every union state government stakeholder by the Prime Minister makes officials issue long pending. అంటే నన్ను ఒకడు అడుగుతాడు అంటే దే స్టార్ట్ డూయింగ్ ద వర్క్. ఇఫ్ నోబడి ఈజ్ ఆస్కింగ్, nobody is doing. This is how India is progressing. Through what? By investing in transparency, accountability and e-governance, good governance. Yes or no? It's not a one-off thing, it's a monthly thing. So because of Pragati, a e-governance portal, okay, India is progressing. So in GS paper 2 or GS paper 3, if you see a mains questions, what are the initiatives taken by India for e-governance? What will you write? Pragati. E-governance లో ప్రగతి రాస్తారు, ప్రగతి వచ్చిన ప్రతి చోట ఏం రాస్తారు? E-governance రాస్తారు. It's a two-way street. అంటే without even knowing what is Pragati, you understood Pragati is a mechanism which will promote what? Transparency and accountability. Next time if someone says what is transparency and accountability, or how transparency and accountability can be promoted, through e-governance. Example is Pragati. And ఇక్కడ ఇంకొకటి ఏం అబ్జర్వ్ చేయొచ్చు, he can write a simple paragraph saying India is working on transparency and accountability. Did he write theory? ఆ పారాగ్రాఫ్లో ఎక్కడన్నా థియరీ కనిపిస్తుందా మీకు? వాట్ did he do? He took an example. He took an example and explained how things are working. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ పక్కన పెట్టేసి నేను ఎంతసేపు ఇండియాలో ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ బాగుంది, అకౌంటబిలిటీ బాగుంది అంటే యూ విల్ స్క్రాచ్ యువర్ హెడ్స్, ఎట్లుంది? బట్ హీ టుక్ ఎన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అండ్ హీ షోడ్ హౌ గవర్నమెంట్ ఈస్ వర్కింగ్. ఎస్, దెర్ ఈస్ వన్ మోర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది కూడా ఈ గవర్నెన్సే. ఇఫ్ యూ ఓన్ ఏ బైక్, యూ హ్యావ్ పరివాహన్ యాప్, you might have an understanding of what is Parivahan app, right? So this app, that means all RTO offices in the country are linked to the database. అంటే ఎక్కడ ఎవరి డ్రైవింగ్ లైసెన్స్ ఆర్సీ కొట్టినా కూడా it will be available in that website. What happens because of this? Corruption will come down, e-governance will be improved. Okay, so that means India is investing in technology, infrastructure, e-governance, welfare of the people. Because of all these things, India is definitely improving. This is also a good way to learn essay writing. Why essay writing? If you look at this entire article, first, second, all these columns he praised how India is improving. First column, second column, ante out of 1500 words, 800 words he praised India, how India is doing fantastically well. India is doing good, different examples, not theory. Then he goes on to say there are also some problems. There is much more to be done. So while 70% of India is praising, there are still some problems in India. That is talking on both sides. అవునా కదా? ఓన్లీ ఇండియా డెవలప్ అవుతోంది అయిపోయింది అని రాసుకొని వస్తే మార్కులు రావు. ఎలా రాయాలి? అవుతోంది కానీ, దట్ కానీ is what? That side heading. There is still much more to do. What are the issues? Revive stalled agriculture, build up supply chain capabilities, or judicial reforms. He talks about all these things. అంటే ఇండియాలో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. వై ఓన్లీ అగ్రికల్చర్? Why did he, of all the problems in India, there are problems for women, children, so many things, why did he pick up agriculture? This article is talking about money, GDP. $25 trillion economy అవ్వాలంటే you should talk also about money making sector. Primary sector is agriculture. What percentage of population is dependent on agriculture? అక్కడే రాసింది కదా ఎల్లోలో. Around 50% of the population is still stuck in agriculture. 50% is directly stuck in agriculture. ఇక్కడ టూ టర్మ్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అగ్రికల్చర్ అండ్ రూరల్ ఎకానమీ ఆర్ టూ డిఫరెంట్ థింగ్స్. అగ్రికల్చర్ ఎకానమీ ఈజ్ వన్ థింగ్, రూరల్ ఎకానమీ ఈజ్ వన్ థింగ్. అగ్రికల్చర్ ఎకానమీకి రూరల్ ఎకానమీకి తేడా ఏంటి? Technically correct. So agriculture economy is like 60 crores, 50% of the population. And directly my livelihood is dependent on agriculture. I have a farm, I have a cattle, or I do some narega work. And agriculture chuttupakala undi. But rural economy is 80% of Indian population. And other allied activities. You have some cottage industry, something. So 80% of Indian population comes from rural areas. Okay, 50% of them are directly dependent on agriculture. That is why people call Indian monsoon is the default finance minister of the country. Indian monsoons are the de facto finance minister of the country అని పిలుస్తారు. ఎందుకు? మాన్సూన్స్ బాగుంటే agriculture will be good. If agriculture is good, rural India will be good. Okay, only when rural India is good, urban India will be good. Yes or no? If monsoons are not there, agriculture will fail, rural India will fail, then urban India will not grow. So that is the power of agriculture. So as long as we are not unlocking the potential of agriculture, we don't grow. And then he talks about judicial reforms. Why judicial reforms in an economy article? అంటే ఇవన్నీ ఆలోచించాలి, మీకు ఎవరు డైరెక్ట్గా చెప్పరు, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్ లాజికలీ. జుడిషియరీకి ఎకానమీకి ఏం సంబంధం అసలు? అంటే అదేదో తెలుగు సినిమాలో ఐటమ్ సాంగ్ లాగా సంబంధం లేకుండా టక్ మన వచ్చేయకుండా, ఇట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ సమ్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ పర్పస్, రైట్? If an IAS officer is writing judicial reforms in an Indian economy article, it's not a mistake. There is some thought behind that. What is that thought? How will that help economy? At least she is thinking. సరే, అంత పెద్ద పెద్ద ఆలోచించకుండా మనం చాలా సింపుల్గా ఆలోచిద్దాము. యూ అండ్ ఐ మేడ్ ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్. ఓకే, ఐ గేవ్ యూ 1000 రూపీస్, బాండ్ పేపర్ మీద సైన్ పెట్టించాను. ఓకే, యు ఆర్ ఏ బిజినెస్ పర్సన్. నవ్ యు ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ మీ మనీ. ఐఎమ్ సెయింగ్ నేను ఇయ్యను. ఓకే, కెన్ యూ డూ యువర్ బిజినెస్ ప్రాపర్లీ? వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ దేర్? Business is all about trust. Business is all about cash flow. If I keep breaching the contracts, who should enforce that? Judiciary. In India, there are 3 crore pending cases, 4 crore pending cases, and arbitration, pedda kesulu, financial defaulters, industries, all these cases are stuck where? In the courts. Okay, if courts are not properly functioning, కాంట్రాక్ట్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ప్రాపర్లీ ఎన్ఫోర్స్డ్, అంటే ఇండియాకి ఎవడన్నా వచ్చి, ఇప్పుడు బయట నుంచి మీరు వచ్చారనుకోండి, ఐ కెన్ చీట్ యూ, అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు కోర్ట్ ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ 20 years. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో ట్రస్ట్. వితౌట్ ట్రస్ట్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో బిజినెస్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. సో జుడిషియరీ విల్ ఈజ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఫ్లో ఇన్ ద కంట్రీ. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హీ మీన్స్. ఐ హోప్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్. అంటే వెన్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ ట్రస్ట్ బిట్వీన్ ద 2 బిజినెస్ పార్ట్నర్స్, కంపెనీస్, ఎన్ఫోర్స్మెంట్స్. ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే దెర్ ఇస్ అ వరల్డ్ బ్యాంక్ ఈజ్ ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ బిజినెస్ రిపోర్ట్. దాంట్లో కూడా ఇండియా ఇస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్స్ట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇన్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఎన్ఫోర్స్మెంట్స్, ఈజ్ ఆఫ్ డూయింగ్ బిజినెస్ రిపోర్ట్ ప్రకారం కూడా. అంటే మీకు ఈరోజు తెలియాల్సిన అవసరం ఇవన్నీ లేదు, బట్ వన్ డే యూ విల్ స్టార్ట్ సీయింగ్ ఎవ్రీ వర్డ్ ఫర్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఆయన ఒక వర్డ్ అక్కడ పడేశాడు అంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ సమ్ ర్యాండమ్ థింగ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ సమ్ డెప్త్. ఆ డెప్త్ ఏంటి మీకు అర్థమైన రోజు యూ ఆర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ ఫర్ మెయిన్స్. యూ కెన్ అప్లై ఇట్ ఇన్ అదర్ ప్లేసెస్. ఓకే, మీరు అబ్జల్యూట్ బిగినర్స్ కాబట్టి మీకు ఇంత డెప్త్ అవసరం లేదు. కానీ న్యూస్ పేపర్ చదవడం ఇలా, దిస్ ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ వాట్ వెన్ పీపుల్ సే యూ హ్యావ్ టు రీడ్ న్యూస్ పేపర్స్. ఏదో పైన ఒక ఆర్టికల్ చదివాను వెళ్ళిపోయాను కాదు. ఐ హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద డెప్త్. బట్ వన్స్ యువర్ బేసిక్స్ ఆర్ స్ట్రాంగ్, ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ 10 minutes ఫర్ యూ టు రీడ్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్. యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు స్పెండ్ సో మచ్ టైమ్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఇంకొకటి హీ డిడ్ంట్ మెన్షన్. అక్కడ జుడిషియల్ రిఫార్మ్స్ రాశాడు కదా, జుడిషియల్ రిఫార్మ్స్ పక్కన నేనైతే ఇంకో 2 words కూడా రాస్తాను. హీ డిడ్ంట్ రైట్. వాట్ కెన్ బి దోస్ 2 words? వాట్ అదర్ రిఫార్మ్స్ డూ ఇండియా నీడ్? జస్ట్ రఫ్ గెస్. జుడిషియల్ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఒప్పుకున్నాం. వాట్ ఆర్ ద 3 pillars ఆఫ్ డెమోక్రసీ? ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో 3 ఉంటాయి కదా, ద 3 pillars ఆఫ్ డెమోక్రసీ. దట్ ఈస్ లెజిస్లేచర్, ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్, జ్యుడిషియరీ. లెజిస్లేచర్ అంటే ఏం చేస్తారు? లెజిస్లేట్, లా పాస్ చేయడం. ఓకే, దాన్ని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసేవాడెవడు? ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్. ఇంకెవరున్నారు? జ్యుడిషియరీ. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ నో, టు జడ్జ్. ఓకే, సో జ్యుడిషియరీ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు పక్కన ఇంకో 2 రిఫార్మ్స్ ఏముండాలి? అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ రిఫార్మ్స్ అండ్ పొలిటికల్ రిఫార్మ్స్. అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ రిఫార్మ్స్ అండ్ పొలిటికల్ రిఫార్మ్స్. ఎన్ని లాస్ ఉన్నా మళ్ళీ కింద పోయి ఇన్స్పెక్షన్ చేసేది ఎవరు? కింద జుడిషియరీ పోయి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుందా? ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసేది ఎవరు? ఎగ్జిక్యూటివ్, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్. సో ఇఫ్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ ఈజ్ కరప్ట్, ఓకే, డూ యూ థింక్ ఇండియా విల్ ప్రోగ్రెస్? నో. సో అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఈజ్ వెరీ వెరీ important. The only reform that is pending in India is administrative reforms. Kani the problem is no political capital can solve the administrative reforms. Why? They have the real power. IAS officers have the real power. There are so many inefficient IAS officers in the country. Literally inefficient. They won't do any contribution to the country. They are just taking money of the government. Okay, such people should be removed from the services so that young and talented IAS officers will be given opportunity. In service, what happens is, people who perform, people who don't perform, everybody will be promoted on a regular basis. Every 3 years or 7 years you will have a promotion ankondi. IAS, district collector, SDM, joint secretary, secretary. As the years goes, you will be just promoted. Gadida gurram okate. That means people who performed, people who didn't perform, nobody cares. I will sit and relax, I will be promoted. You are working like a donkey to make the country better, you will also be promoted. What is the difference then? Yes or no? That is what is the meaning of administrative reforms. I hope you understand. So, there are some things mentioned in the articles, there are something which are not mentioned in the articles. You have to be smart to understand what is being mentioned, what is not being mentioned. Why didn't he mention administrative reforms? He himself belongs to the same cadre. Okay, atla untundi anamata. Right? Clear? Yes. Now, did you read this article? Any important thing? Refugees. I hope you understood what is refugee, what is a migrant. Yes. Now, refugees ante evaru? New people. People who migrate. What is the takeaway from this article? Okay, we have to support the host countries also. దాంట్లో 2 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఐ విల్ డిస్కస్ 2 అడ్వాంటేజెస్ అండ్ 2 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ విత్ దిస్ ఆర్టికల్. లాంగ్ టర్మ్కి జస్ట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోండి, మీకు ఆర్టికల్ చదవకపోయినా పర్లేదు. హౌ టు థింక్ ఇన్ ఏ టెంప్లేటెడ్ ఫ్యాషన్. వాట్ ఈస్ టెంప్లేటెడ్ ఫ్యాషన్? షేర్డ్ బర్డన్ అంటాడు ఒక చోట. హీ టాక్స్ అబౌట్ షేర్డ్ బర్డన్. దానికంటే ముందు ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ దిస్ లైన్, వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ లైన్ ఫర్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్. బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. You have to pick up such lines. This is also Government of India wording. Whole of society approach. There is an approach called as whole of society approach. That line is going to be there at least in 5 answers of your mains. మీరు మెయిన్స్ రాస్తే కనీసం 5 ఆన్సర్లలో అది వాడతారు. స్పెషల్లీ గవర్నెన్స్ ఆర్టికల్స్లో అన్నిట్లో అది రాస్తాం. వాట్ ఈజ్ హోల్ ఆఫ్ సొసైటీ అప్రోచ్? ఈ ఆర్టికల్ చదివినప్పుడు అది గమనించారా? అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనుకున్నారా దాన్ని? లేదు. అంటే మనం ఎంతసేపు వాట్ డూ వి థింక్ ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎ ప్రాబ్లమ్, ఓకే, ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ హ్యాస్ టు బి సాల్వ్డ్ బై గవర్నమెంట్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ హ్యాస్ టు బి సాల్వ్డ్ బై గవర్నమెంట్. స్ట్రీట్ డాగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈస్ టు బి సాల్వ్డ్ బై గవర్నమెంట్. బట్ ద అప్రోచ్ షుడ్ చేంజ్ ఫ్రమ్ హోల్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ టు హోల్ ఆఫ్ society. This is what Government of India calls as Jan Bhagidari. This is how you enrich your answer writing. Okay, Jan Bhagidari ante enti? If a refugee is coming to India, okay, Government of India has allowed him. Apart from that, NGOs, corporate sectors, individuals, charity, everybody can come and help them. Yes or no? It's not only the problem of state, it is a problem of entire society. Why? Let's imagine a refugee came to India and he is not given any work. He is starving. What will he become? A thief or a nuisance. Yes or no? But if I help him, train him, give him support, what will he become? A contributor to the society. So it's my responsibility to make sure that somebody who is poor, weak or in a bad situation should be helped by whom? Whole of society. This is nothing but Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Yes or no? This is nothing but Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The only question you have to ask yourself is, if I am in his shoes, don't I expect same kind of love? Say I am in India, I am very lucky to be born in India. Yes or no? I am very lucky to be born in India, that too probably South Indian states. I am very happy, I don't have any problems. Let's imagine I am born in Somalia, Sudan. Do you really think I want to be born in Somalia, Sudan, where everyday bombs will be thrown at me or people will kill me for my religion? It's not a choice, right? It's just a bad luck. It's just what? Bad luck. Okay, so this is very important line, whole of society approach. Then one more thing he talks about is this. I have some serious issues with this principle of equitable burden sharing and fulfill our responsibilities. What is equitable burden sharing? No, here he is talking about countries. I will start. One second, give me 1 second. Take off these countries. Okay, Ukraine, Myanmar, Sudan, Afghanistan, Somalia. For a second, all of you imagine you are from Afghanistan. All of you are from which country? Afghanistan. Which country created the problems in your country right now? From the last 20 years, which country was ruling you? USA. Which country left you in the middle? USA. Now you are a refugee because of whom? USA. Now come back to this side. Principles of equitable burden sharing. Why should India bear refugees for USA's mistake? The term is equitable burden sharing. He is just literally imposing that everybody should share the burden. But the thing is, I will take Afghan refugees, no problem. But who should fund me? USA. Then I will take care of them. Why will I use my resources for your problem? Aren't they poor people in my own country? According to official reports itself, I have 22% of poor people in my country. 150 crores, 22%, you just imagine. That is more than the population of entire Afghanistan. So why will I take care of someone when already people are begging in my own country? Right? So that is something that has to be thought of. అంటే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ లోడెడ్. మనం గమనించుకోవాలన్నమాట. రెఫ్యూజీస్ని హెల్ప్ చేయడం ఈజ్ నాట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం, బట్ ఈక్విటబుల్ రెఫ్యూజీ షేరింగ్ ఈజ్ నెవర్ ఏ రైట్ థింగ్. Second thing, we have to work hard so that Afghanistan will take care of Afghanistan own citizens. Yes or no? Why should we even be worried? Afghanistan should talk to America, India, Pakistan. Everybody should settle Afghanistan issue. Then Afghanistan people should go back to Afghanistan. Antena kada? That is long-term solution. So this is how you enrich your answers. I hope you are following. Right? Don't read newspaper for the sake of reading. Read it with an intent. ఇంటెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? నేను దీని నుంచి ఏం తీసుకెళ్తున్నాను, ఏం నేర్చుకున్నాను. ఓకే, ఈజ్ దర్ ఎనీ అదర్ ఆర్టికల్ ఇన్ అబౌట్ ఆఫ్ఘనిస్తాన్ ఇన్ టుడేస్ న్యూస్ పేపర్? నో, పేపర్ చూడలేదు. చూసారా ఎనీ ఆఫ్ఘనిస్తాన్ ఆర్టికల్? ఇదే ఉందా? No? There is a term called as UN slams gender apartheid. Gender apartheid. What is apartheid? ఎప్పుడన్నా విన్నారా టర్మ్? ఎక్కడ? సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా, నెల్సన్ మండేలా, అపార్థైడ్, అప్పుడు డిస్కషన్ వచ్చి ఉంటుంది. నౌ వాట్ ఆర్ దే టాకింగ్ అబౌట్? జెండర్ అపార్థైడ్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టర్మ్స్ దట్ గో ఇన్ టు యువర్ ఎస్సే ఆర్ ఆన్సర్ రైటింగ్. Women are being harassed in Afghanistan is one thing. Writing there is a gender apartheid in Afghanistan is attention seeking. Yes or no? There is a huge difference between writing women are facing problems in Afghanistan and writing there is a gender apartheid in Afghanistan. That is called as keyword. This is called as keyword. In your answer writing, keywords will make all the difference. Yes or no? I hope you understand. Now, who are doing this gender apartheid? The Taliban should be held accountable for its abuses. Yes. So that means not only existing refugees are a problem, new refugees are going to come to India. Why? Gender apartheid. Women are being discriminated in Afghanistan. Is Afghanistan a happy country? No. No. Definitely there are problems. ఓకే, గుర్తుంటాయి ఈ టర్మ్స్. 3 రోజుల తర్వాత అడిగితే సార్ అప్పుడెప్పుడు విన్నట్టుంది. యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ ఏ పార్ట్ అండ్ పార్సల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ వొకాబులరీ. సార్ నో, యూ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ ఏ పార్ట్ అండ్ పార్సల్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ వొకాబులరీ. ఆఫ్ఘనిస్తాన్ నోట్స్ ఉందనుకోండి, లేదా తాలిబాన్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది అంటే దాని పక్కకు పోయి అది రాసుకుంటారు, ఏమని, జెండర్ అపార్థైడ్. సో when next time when you write an answer, you will make sure you are definitely bringing it into your answer copy. Okay, yeah. Is this article important? Yes. Why? Which paper? GS 3. GS 3 నేనా? 1 3 కాంటినెంట్ ఏమో 1, వార్మింగ్ ఏమో 3. No, 3. What is the significance of this article? What is that article saying? Europe is facing world's fastest warming continent. That means because of global warming, Europe is getting hotter and hotter, and more people are going to die because of heat waves. So collectively the advantage is European countries are very rich. Yes or no? At least now they have to start investing in global cooling, not global warming. They should move away from renewable energy quickly. వాళ్ళు బతుకుండాలి అంటే they should ask everybody to move towards renewable energy. That is one thing. And if anybody says climate change is false, it's a hoax, then we can show them such kind of articles and say global warming is very real. Yes, this is how you pick up examples. If somebody says, you know, what are the examples of global warming, what will you say? Global warming is real. Yes. Is this article important? Did you even look at this article? Did you stop and think, okay, this article panikostada panikirada ani? No? If yes, which paper? Internal security. Okay. Why internal security? I told you to mug up syllabus copy, right? Very simple thing. GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. అంతే కదా, 5 papers. There are only 5 GS papers in your mains. కదా? 4 షూరా? ఎప్పటి నుంచి? 2013 నుంచి, 10 ఏళ్ళు అయింది. ఓకే, సో ద థింగ్ ఈస్, the article is outrightly about what? Polity. It's about polity and constitutionalism. That means, let's imagine, where is Ladakh? All of you know where Ladakh is. Okay, Ladakh people now wants a separate statehood. Okay, so ikkada manaki em questions vastayi. First question is, what is the difference between statehood and a union territory? Yes or no? What are the advantages of state and a union territory? Next question is, how many union territories in India have legislative assembly? ఇక్కడ ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో చదివారా? తర్వాత ఎక్కడ దొరకలేదా? పాండిచేరిలో ఉందా? జమ్మూ అండ్ కాశ్మీర్ ఎవరికి ఇస్తారు? లీగల్ అయిపోయింది, బిల్లులో ఉంది, యాక్ట్లో ఉంది. వాడు ఇచ్చిన ఇవ్వకపోయినా యాక్ట్లో ఉంది కదా, అంతే. లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీ ఉంది అంటే ఉంది, అది పని చేస్తుందా లేదా నేను అడగలేదు. లా ప్రకారం ఇట్స్ డన్. ఓకే, లడాక్ వాళ్ళ ప్రకారం దే డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఏ లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీ. లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీ మీన్స్ మోర్ వాయిస్ టు ద పీపుల్, మోర్ అకౌంటబిలిటీ టు ద పీపుల్. మా ఎమ్మెల్యేలని, మా ఎంపీలని మేమే చూస్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ప్రైమరీ డిమాండ్ ఆఫ్ లడాక్ పీపుల్. ఓకే, ఇట్స్ ఆల్సో అబౌట్ ఐఆర్. Ladakh is very sensitive area in relation to China. If Ladakh people have discontent, if there is law and order problem in Ladakh, who will exploit that? China will try to exploit that. So this is how you start interlinking different concepts. Okay, now try to close your eyes and think of 5 keywords today you have learnt so far. 5 keywords. హరికథ అయిపోతుంది, లాస్ట్లో అందరూ హరి అని వెళ్ళిపోతారు, బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్ సంథింగ్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? డన్? 5 2 ఎస్. అంటే పెద్ద బిగ్ బ్యాంగ్ అవసరం లేదు, చిన్న వర్డ్స్ కూడా కీవర్డ్సే. అకౌంటబిలిటీ. ఎస్, నింపాలి కాబట్టి తీసుకోవచ్చు, తప్పేం కాదు, ఇట్స్ ట్రూ. ఫర్ స్పెషల్లీ ఫర్ గవర్నెన్స్ దీస్ ఆర్ టర్మ్స్. అకౌంటబిలిటీ, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ, ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ కీవర్డ్స్ ఓన్లీ. ఎథిక్స్ పేపర్. ఎస్, హౌ మెనీ? వాట్ ఆర్ ద 3? euthanasia. Okay. What about fiscal consolidation and fiscal prudence? అవి కూడా కీవర్డ్సే కదా, దే ఆర్ నాట్ సమ్ ర్యాండమ్ వర్డ్స్. ఫిజికల్ కన్సాలిడేషన్, ఫిజికల్ ప్రూడెన్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కీవర్డ్. ఎస్, ఇంకా జెండర్ అపార్థైడ్, రెడ్ టేపిజం. రెడ్ టేపిజం is also a keyword. Yes, like this if you list out, there will be only 150 keywords in UPSC. After that it's all chedugudu. You whatever you want to do you can play. No, there is no limitation on you. You will throw, sir, you know, gender apartheid, sir, you will throw keywords just for the sake of fun. Okay, that is how you make UPSC very simple. లేదు ఈరోజు చదివి మర్చిపోయారు అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడో హోల్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ అప్రోచ్ వస్తుంది. అరే ఇది ఎక్కడా వినలేదు, సార్ చెప్పలేదు మాకు. వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ హోల్ ఆఫ్ సొసైటీ అండ్ హోల్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్? సొసైటీ వేర్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్, NGOs, ఇండివిజువల్స్. హోల్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? హౌ డస్ దట్ వర్క్? బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈజ్ లేయింగ్ రోడ్స్ ఇన్ అశోక్ నగర్. ఒకడు వస్తాడు రోడ్లు వేస్తాడు, ఇంకొకడు వస్తాడు పైపులు వేస్తాడు, ఇంకొకడు వస్తాడు వైర్లు వేస్తాడు. ముగ్గురికి కోఆర్డినేషన్ లేదు. Yes or no? Roads will be laid by one department, pipes will be laid by another department, wiring will be laid by another department. All of those 3 don't coordinate. Road లేసిన తర్వాత వీడు పైపులు వేస్తాడు. ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి? పైపులు వేయాలి, వైర్లు వేసుకోవాలి, తర్వాత రోడ్ వేసుకోవాలి. దట్ ఈస్ హోల్ ఆఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ అప్రోచ్. అంటే ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ సైలోస్, దట్ ఈస్ ఐసోలేషన్, ఎవ్రీబడి షుడ్ కమ్ టుగెదర్ అండ్ వర్క్ collectively. For example, if I have to remove poverty in the country, poverty, very simple term, right? Andariki telusu. What do we need to do to remove poverty? Give food. So it's a problem of Ministry of Food. Andena employment, education, health. We should also take care of their health. What about skilling them? Yes or no? They should be safe and secure also. So law and order. There should be infrastructure. Yes. Everybody, right? There is no single department which will be removed. Everybody has to come together to remove what? Poverty. అన్ని 10 డిపార్ట్మెంట్లు కలిసి ఒకేసారి పని చేస్తేనే poverty will be removed. Yes, that is called as whole of government approach. All departments coming together and working for one goal, that is poverty removal. Okay, sir, మాకు బడ్జెట్ లేదు, my department staff is not there, we don't have infrastructure. Everybody will say 10,000 things. Then how will India grow? So we should work with whole of society approach and whole of government approach. Then it will be holistic. So these are how, like keywords. These are the impacts of keywords. A keyword meaning telusu, a keyword etla pani chestundo telusu. Next time when you have to write an answer, it becomes very easy. Silos, eppudanna vinnara? SILOS. What are silos? eppudanna software office ki velte cubicles untayi kada, silos. There will be one cubicle, second cubicle, everybody will have separate cabin. ఒక క్యాబిన్లో ఏం పని జరుగుతుందో నెక్స్ట్ క్యాబిన్కి తెలియదు. దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ as silos. అంటే ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ వర్కింగ్ ఇన్ isolation. My left hand doesn't know what my right hand is doing. This is silo approach. If both of them work together, only then functioning will happen. Clear? So this is how you improve your vocabulary, by writing keywords every day, by understanding the keywords, and next is applying those keywords. ఫ్రెండ్స్ సరదాగా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, ఏం చేస్తారు, ఈ మధ్య క్లైమేట్ చేంజ్ ఎక్కువ అయిపోయింది. ఎందుకు? అరే మొన్న యూరోప్ చాలా హాట్ కాంటినెంట్ అయిపోయిందంట. You just show off your knowledge. Two things will happen. You look very smart. Second thing is it acts like a revision. Yes or no? When we tell to friends, ante already class lo vachinollu kaadu bayta ollaki. Okay. So what happens is it improves your revision memory. More you revise, better you remember. Yesterday ఇవన్నీ చెప్పాను, బాగానే ఉంది సార్, మరి నాకు ఎట్లా తెలుసు? I didn't show you this map. This is very important for UPSC. This is called as curve of forgetting. Okay, follow the blue line. That is your UPSC preparation normally. Ante let's imagine we started with newspaper. Okay, after 3 days what will happen? Slowly 1 month down the line, అంటే by July 20 you will forget there is something called as gender apartheid. That's science, not me speaking. That is forgetting curve by science. చాలా రీసెర్చ్ చేసి MRIలు తీసి they proved one thing is in 4 weeks whatever data you learn without repetition, slowly you will forget. Okay, this is where repetition or active recall will come into the picture. You learned a term, fiscal prudence, gender apartheid, Reddy tapeism. So next time whenever someone says government is not functioning well, you try to recollect which term? Reddy tapeism. First revision, second revision, third revision, fourth repetition. Your memory will stay above board. Why? There are 8 subjects for prelims and 14 subjects more or less for mains. Every subject have keywords, every topic have sub keywords. You have to remember hundreds of data. Yes or no? Hundreds of data points. ఇప్పుడు ఉత్త జాగ్రఫీలోనే you can have 100 keywords. Modern Indian history you will have 100 points. Names, numbers. So for that the only thing is repeat. How? Not by writing, by also discussing. Curve of forgetting is very very true. Yes or no? In school all of you remember periodic table, right? At least most of you might have remembered periodic table to an extent. At least first 15 ఏమో బట్టి కొట్టి సార్ అడగంగానే సార్ మోహన్ పడేసి, all these things everybody have done. Okay, now can you recollect all of them? What happened to the same person? తెలుగులో పద్యాలు కూడా వచ్చావు కదా, సాంస్క్రిట్లో 99 సార్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? తెలుగులో స్కూల్లో 98. హౌ డిడ్ యూ గెట్ ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్? యూ మగ్డ్ అప్ ఆల్ దోస్ పోయమ్స్. ఒక పోయం అన్నా గుర్తుందా? ఉప్పు కప్పు రంపు అన్నారంటే బాటిల్ ఇట్లేస్తా, రైట్? సో tell me, do you remember even one poem that you have learnt in your 10th class? But you remembered it perfectly in your 10th class, right? The thing is you haven't revised. అవసరం పడలేదు, not your fault. Okay, but in UPSC what happens is whatever you are going to do in the next 9 months, you have to repeat every word again and again and again and again, so that you will use them very organically. ఓకే, ఎందుకు ఇంత స్ట్రెస్ చేస్తున్నాను అంటే ఫర్ ఎ 10 మార్కర్ ఆన్సర్ యూ ఓన్లీ హ్యావ్ 6 minutes టు రైట్. ఫర్ ఎ 10 మార్కర్ ఆన్సర్ యూ ఓన్లీ హ్యావ్ 6 minutes or 7 minutes టు రైట్, నాట్ థింక్. సో క్వశ్చన్ చూడంగానే ఫస్ట్ ఆ క్వశ్చన్కి ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి ఫట్ మన గుర్తొచ్చేసేయాలి. దెన్ ఇంట్రోలో ఏం కీవర్డ్ పడేయాలి. ఇంట్రోలో ఎవడు హోల్ ఆఫ్ సొసైటీ అప్రోచ్ పడేయడు. హోల్ ఆఫ్ ఆ సొసైటీ అప్రోచ్ షుడ్ గో ఇన్ వాట్? కంక్లూజన్. ఆ కామన్ సెన్స్ ఉండాలి, ఆ కీవర్డ్ గుర్తు రావాలి, దెన్ ఇంట్రోలో డేటా గుర్తు రావాలి, బాడీ పార్ట్స్లో ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ గుర్తు రావాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎస్టర్డే ఇఫ్ దెర్ వాజ్ అ క్వశ్చన్ కదా, గుజరాత్ సైక్లోన్ది. డూ యూ రిమెంబర్ దట్ డేటా? ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ ఎస్సే ఆన్సర్ టుడే. ఓకే, నిన్న మనం ఒక నేర్చుకున్నాం ఏమని, ఇన్ 1998 it's 3000. నిన్నటి ఈరోజు 3 lakh అయిపోయింది. ఓకే, ఎస్టర్డే ఇట్ వాస్ 3,000, టుడే ఇట్స్ 3 lakh. 1 week down the line it will become 3 crores. ఓకే, సో 3,000 people died in 1998. కరెక్ట్ అన్న ఇయర్? 100% షూరా? పక్కా చూడాలి, నిన్న పేపర్ తిప్పాల్సిందే. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ అ ప్రాబ్లం. అంటే ఒక్క రోజులోనే వితౌట్ అటెన్షన్, వితౌట్ ఇంటెంట్ ద చేంజ్డ్. ఓకే, ఇన్ 1998 3,000 people died. In 2023 in cyclone only 2 casualties. This you have to remember when in September 2025, sorry 2024. అది ప్రాబ్లం. పోనీ సెప్టెంబర్ 2023 గుర్తుంటుందా? దట్ ఈస్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ కదా. అంటే డేటా పాయింట్స్ వస్తాయి పోతాయి, మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, అప్లై చేయాలి, రాయాలి. ఓన్లీ దెన్ యువర్ మార్క్స్ విల్ బీ గివెన్. సార్ మరి ఇవన్నీ చేస్తారా అంటే దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ డిఫరెన్షియేట్స్ బిట్వీన్ టాప్ 10 ర్యాంకర్స్ అండ్ అదర్స్. టాప్ 10 పీపుల్ వాళ్ళ ఆన్సర్లు తీసి చూడండి, దట్ ఈస్ బెంచ్ మార్క్ కదా. మీ కాపీలు నేను అప్లోడ్ చేస్తే నిజంగా మీరు టాప్ 10 వర్తా అనిపించుకోవాలా వద్దా? అరే వీడికి ఎట్లొచ్చిందిరా ర్యాంక్ అనుకున్నాడు అనుకోండి, దట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇన్సల్ట్ టు యూపీఎస్సీ. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? సో వెన్ ఐ అప్లోడ్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ కాపీస్ 1 year డౌన్ ద లైన్, పీపుల్ షుడ్ ఫీల్ అరే ఇంత ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశాడు కాబట్టి వాడికి ఆ ర్యాంక్ వచ్చింది, వీడి డబ్బులు ఇచ్చుకున్నాడు, ఓకే వీడికి ఎట్టో లక్లో వచ్చింది, ఇట్లా అనిపించుకోకూడదు. యువర్ ఆన్సర్ కాపీ షుడ్ సే ఇంత కష్టపడ్డాడు, ఇన్ని పాయింట్స్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నాడు. దెర్ ఆర్ టాపర్స్ హూ విల్ రైట్ 100 to 150 డేటా పాయింట్స్ పర్ పేపర్. అంటే జిఎస్ పేపర్ 3 ఎకానమీ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఒక టాపర్ రాస్తే ఆన్సర్, దే విల్ రైట్ నెంబర్స్ అట్లీస్ట్ 150 నెంబర్స్, డిఫరెంట్ నెంబర్స్ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ మొత్తం పేపర్లో. ఓకే, జీడిపి ఇంతుంది, ట్రేడ్ విత్ యుఎస్ఏ ఇస్ దిస్ మచ్, ఓకే అగ్రికల్చర్లో ఇంతుంది, ఎంఎస్ఎంఈస్ ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది. దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ హార్డ్ వర్క్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డన్. దట్ ఈస్ వేర్ దిస్ కర్వ్ విల్ కమ్ ఇన్ టు ద పిక్చర్. ఒకసారి చదివి రాసుకుంటే కాదు, కీవర్డ్స్కి ఒక బుక్ పెట్టుకోండి, లిస్ట్ రాసుకోండి. 150 కీవర్డ్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ రావు, మోర్ ఆర్ లెస్. ఓకే, ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ కూడా అంతే, ఒక 250 ఫ్యాక్ట్స్ వస్తాయి. సో నెక్స్ట్ టైం న్యూస్ పేపర్లో అట్లా నెంబర్స్ కనిపిస్తే, నెంబర్స్, కోడ్స్, రిపోర్ట్ నేమ్స్, యూ కెన్ త్రో దెమ్ ఇన్ యువర్ answers, but everything else has to be kept in the mind. Stories to be in the mind. Yes or no? Okay, yes. Any other important articles in today's Hindu? Just make అంటే స్టార్ట్ అవుతున్నారు కాబట్టి ఇది చదివారా? Did you stop and think? Yes, if you know the answer just raise your hand. The number of article number, just raise your hand. Article number. No, uniform civil code is going to be in the news for the next 1 year because of elections. Okay, DPSP lo uniform civil code has been mentioned under article 44. So Minister of Defense in India is saying uniform civil code is a part of directive principles of state policy. ఇప్పుడు directive principles of state policy అంటే ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతుంది మనకు? జాగ్రఫీ, ఎన్సీఆర్టీ, అంతే కదా? నో, ఇండియన్ పాలిటీ, ఎన్సీఆర్టీస్ విల్ టెల్ యూ వాట్ ఈస్ డిపిఎస్పి, వాట్ ఈస్ ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్స్, ద డిఫరెన్స్. అండ్ డిపిఎస్పి is one of the most important articles for your యూపీఎస్సీ ప్రిపరేషన్. ఓకే, సో ఎన్సీఆర్టీలో ఉంటాయి. దాంట్లో ఒక ప్రొవిజన్ ఏముంది? యూనిఫామ్ సివిల్ కోడ్. ఓకే, సో అట్లీస్ట్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకే, ఇది సిలబస్ లైన్లో ఉంది. జిఎస్ పేపర్ 2లో ఏముంది? డిపిఎస్పి ఉంది. సో ఇన్ ద లాంగ్ రన్ నాకు ఏం గుర్తుండాలి? యూనిఫామ్ సివిల్ కోడ్ అంటే ఏంటి? క్లియర్? ఐ డోంట్ నో, డిడ్ యూ రీడ్ ఎస్టర్డేస్ న్యూస్ పేపర్? గాంధీ ప్రైజ్ వచ్చింది. ఎస్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రైజ్ మనీ? ప్రిలిమ్స్లో క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ద ప్రైజ్ మనీ ఇస్ 3 crores. ఓకే, ఇట్ కెన్ బి ఓన్లీ గివెన్ టు ఇండియన్ నేషన్స్ ఆర్ ఇండియన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? నిన్న సేమ్ ఆర్టికల్ వచ్చింది, గాంధీ అండ్ పీస్ ప్రైజ్ వచ్చింది అని ఒక ఆర్టికల్ వచ్చింది. ఆ ఆర్టికల్లో వాడు ప్రైజ్ ఎవరికి ఇస్తారు, ఎవరెవరికి ఇచ్చారు, ఎంత ఇవ్వచ్చు, హీ మెన్షన్డ్ ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ వేర్ యూపీఎస్సీ విల్ పిక్ అప్ ద ప్రిలిమ్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్, or at least in your marks you will see the question. Gandhi and Peace Prize is given only to Indians and Indian institutions. How do you know? Nelson Mandela got that award. In yesterday's newspaper, it was there. So if you just eliminate that data point, obviously Nelson Mandela is not Indian citizen. Can Bharat Ratna be given to others? అసలు ఇట్లాంటి క్వశ్చన్లు అడుగుతుందా యూపీఎస్సీ? భారత్ రత్న ఎవరికి ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఎవరికి ఇవ్వకూడదు తెలీదా? ఊహునా? అడుగుతుందా అడగదా? If you have even revised last 3 years papers, there was a question saying, can Bharat Ratna be given to outsiders? Yes, definitely it can be given to outsiders, not only Indians. Okay, though the name is Bharat Ratna, it has been given to foreigners also. Okay, that clearly shows it can be given. So the same applies to Padma Bhushan, Vibhushan, Padma Shri and all those things. Okay, ante every newspaper article when clubbed with previous year question is a hint for you. Yes or no? You need to have what? Perspective. So మీరు అర్జెంటుగా చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి? ప్రిలిమ్స్ పీవైక్యూస్ ఒకసారి బట్టి కొట్టాలి, నెక్స్ట్ మెయిన్స్ పీవైక్యూస్ ఒకసారి బట్టి కొట్టాలి. అది కొట్టలేదనుకోండి, ఏ ఆర్టికల్ చదవాలి ఏ ఆర్టికల్ చదవకూడదో మీకు తెలీదు. ఇవి కాకుండా ఇంకేం బట్టి కొట్టాలి? సిలబస్ కాపీ బాగా బట్టి కొట్టాలి. స్టార్ట్ చేశారా కనీసం? ఎస్. రీజనలిజం ఎంతమంది చూసారు సిలబస్ కాపీలో? ఉందా సిలబస్ కాపీలో రీజనలిజం? ఏ పేపర్లో ఉంది? ఎక్కడో పాలిటీలో ఉందా? ఇండియన్ సొసైటీలో ఉందా? Is this article available in Hyderabad edition? Text and context. Leda? Only paper available. Okay. Did you notice this article in front page also? Yes. Which paper? Internal security. What about regionalism? ఓకే, ఇంటర్నల్ సెక్యూరిటీనే తీసుకుందాం. వాట్ ఈస్ ఖలిస్తానీ మూమెంట్? సపరేషన్ ఆఫ్ సమ్ ఏరియాస్ ఆఫ్ పంజాబ్ టు జాయిన్ విత్ పాకిస్తాన్. ఖలిస్తానీ మూమెంట్ ఉంది. లండన్లో కూడా గొడవలు జరిగాయి. సో సంబడి గన్ డౌన్ దేర్ హెడ్ రీసెంట్లీ. దట్ పర్సన్ వాజ్ వెరీ వాంటెడ్ టెర్రరిస్ట్ ఫర్ ఇండియా. సో దట్ మీన్స్ ఖలిస్తానీ మూమెంట్ హ్యాస్ ఇట్స్ ఇంప్లికేషన్స్ ఇన్ ఇండియా ఈవెన్ టుడే. ఓకే, అండ్ ద మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆర్టికల్ ఆఫ్ ద డే ఈస్ ఈ ఆర్టికల్ చదివారా? ఎస్, చదివారు. వెరీ గుడ్. వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ టేక్ అవే? ఏం తీసుకెళ్లారు? Again, I assume most of you have not read today's Hindu. Okay, I'm slowly giving you the insight in how to read newspaper. I'm not going to display or discuss everything every day, right? The thing is, you should do that for your own self. ఈ ఆర్టికల్లో మేజర్ సారాంశం ఎక్కడుంది? స్టార్టింగ్. ఓకే, if you don't know, recently Indian drugs have been creating some problems in other countries. అంటే కాఫ్ సిరప్ మెడిసిన్స్ తీసుకొని వేరే కంట్రీస్లో వాళ్ళు చనిపోతున్నారు. ఇండియా ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఫార్మసీ ఆఫ్ ద గ్లోబల్ సౌత్. ఇండియా ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఫార్మసీ ఆఫ్ ద గ్లోబల్ సౌత్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇండియా ఈజ్ వెరీ గుడ్ ఇన్ ఎక్స్పోర్టింగ్ మెడిసిన్స్ టు డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్. సో మనకు మంచి పేరు ఉంది. ఎందుకు? వి ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ గుడ్ మెడిసిన్స్ అట్ ఎ చీపర్ ప్రైస్. దిస్ ఈజ్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ India. But because of our medicines, if people are dying, that will spoil two things. One is India's image. Second thing is India's international relations. Sri Lanka, Mozambique and other African countries will have diplomatic issues with India. So India image potundi, India international relations debbatintayi. The third thing is, the summary is this. India's or Indian drug regulators has so far failed to institute measures to make sure drugs produced in India for domestic use are safe. Okay, the ultimate objective of any regulator is what? Regulator. ఏ పేపర్లో ఉంది ఆ టర్మ్? సమ్ పీపుల్ స్టార్టెడ్ క్యారింగ్ సిలబస్ కాపీ. ఎవరో ఉంది అన్నారు నిన్న బ్యాగుల్లో. ఉందా? ఇప్పుడుందా? మిగతా వాళ్ళు తెచ్చుకోరా? తగ్గేదే లేదా అసలు? సార్ మేము ప్లీజ్ క్యారీ సిలబస్ కాపీ, నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ మై క్లాస్, ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ క్లాస్. ఎస్, ఐ ఫర్గాట్ యువర్ నేమ్. Satvika. Satvika will tell us now after searching regulators are in which GS paper. It's definitely not in 1, 4 and 3. CSAT question. What is remaining? Optional. Unda term. తెలియకుండా ఏదో సరదాగా యూపీఎస్సీకి వచ్చేసినాం అయిపోయింది క్లాస్ అట్లా ఉండకూడదు. యూ షుడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ నో దెర్ ఇస్ అ కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ రెగ్యులేటరీ బాడీస్. రెగ్యులేటరీ బాడీస్, దట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ యువర్ జిఎస్ పేపర్ 2. ఓకే, సో రెగ్యులేటరీ బాడీస్, వాట్ డూ దే డూ? దే రెగ్యులేట్. వాట్ డూ దే రెగ్యులేట్? ఎనీథింగ్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మీరు ఇన్సూరెన్స్ తీసుకున్నారు, యువర్ ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ఈజ్ నాట్ బీయింగ్ ప్రాపర్లీ ఇంప్లిమెంటెడ్. హూమ్ విల్ యూ గో టు? To that particular office, Bharti, AXA, LIC or something. Okay, they are not responding properly. Then whom will you talk to? Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, IRDAI. Okay, if your Airtel phone is not properly functioning or Vodafone is not functioning, whom will you go to? Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Right? If your share market is not functioning properly, Security Exchange Board of India. So that means everybody, everything that we have some kind of regulator. Okay, regulators work is to regulate. To regulate. Simma, Haya, Mediama, all these things are what? To regulate, to control. Okay, so India's image is more important or your inefficiency is more important? India's image is more important. That means if one kid in an African country dies because of Indian medicines, that will bring bad name to all the good work of India. Why? India believes in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Okay, so immediately what should the regulator do? That is a takeaway. Regulator should behave like a watchdog to engage in drug safety and not act as a facilitator to pharma industry. That is your major takeaway. Regulator should do his work properly. You are the watchdog. Okay, if that is a template, Airtel Troy should work for Airtel or for consumers? Consumers kosame kada. End of the day, who is using all these telecom services? Us. So people should be the heart. Regulator should work for people, not for companies. That's a standard template. But normally what happens is money power. All these companies have huge money. They will lobby for their welfare rather than for people welfare. I hope you understand. Yes, templates, ఇవన్నీ templates అన్నమాట. ఎక్కడ regulator issue వచ్చినా who should be blamed? Regulator should be blamed. For example, is RBI regulator? Is RBI regulator? Sure. What does it regulate? Financials. Okay, apart from that, and how, like, guarantee it's a regulator? Problems with the bank. RBI, yes, definitely. If UPI is not functioning properly, then also RBI will be liable. Yes, very good. Anything else? Any other regulator you know of? NABARD is a regulator, huh? From when? Food Safety Standards Authority of India, FSSAI, FSSAI. All chips packets, all packets will have FSSAI logo and the templates. You will be surprised. There was a question in UPS in 2011 or 12. They asked, what are the compulsory things that are supposed to be printed on a chips packet? Expiry date, proteins, micronutrients. What else? Calories. Veg or non-veg is compulsory, yeah? The green dot or red dot, is it compulsory? Mandatory. Expiry date? Expiry date. Manufacturing date, expiry date, lot number. There are list of items which are compulsory. That is 2 marks for your prelims. I mean, obviously all those statutory regulatory things are compulsory. So what I am trying to say is, UPSC is picking all these basic questions from everyday usage, but that must be in the news. Yes or no? So who is the regulator for medicines in India? Did they mention in the article? That is American. CD is Center for, that is American company, American regulator. So tomorrow when you come to the class, what is the homework? What is the regulator for medicines in India? Pharmacy in India. Okay, which is called as capital of pharmacy in India? Okay, tell me which areas are famous for pharmacy? That is a GS paper 1 geography question. Okay, what are the areas for pharmacy? This is how UPSC picks up questions. Again, you don't have to believe me. I sincerely pray and hope one day you will see these papers in reality, but till then we have to do with soft copies. This is how your mains paper looks like. Okay, so if you look at the 15th question, right? So the 15th question is asking about describing the distribution of rubber producing. Indicate the major environmental issues faced by them. Just remove rubber producing and issues and replace it with pharmacy in India. What are the areas where pharmacy is located in India? You should know, right? You are probably living in that same city. Hyderabad is also very famous for pharmacy, right? Next is Goa. Goa, Panaji area is also very famous for pharmacy. So India is a pharmacy for global south. Within India, where is pharmacy being produced? All this is extrapolation from your newspaper articles. So one day when you link your previous year questions, automatically will apply it to the newspapers. But if you don't even know what previous year questions look like, you will live in illusion. Yes or no? You will live in illusion. 19th question. ఈ రోజు న్యూస్పేపర్ ఆర్టికల్, ఫ్రమ్ టుడేస్ న్యూస్పేపర్ ఆర్టికల్, డూ యూ థింక్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఈజ్ వ్యాలిడ్? ఆర్ టాలరెన్స్, అసిమిలేషన్ అండ్ ప్లూరలిజం కీ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ మేకింగ్ ఇండియన్ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ సెక్యులరిజం? జస్టిఫై యువర్ ఆన్సర్. టాలరెన్స్ ఉందా మనకు? అసిమిలేషన్, వాట్ ఈస్ అసిమిలేషన్? యాక్సెప్ట్. ఓకే. ప్లూరలిజం, in Jainism there is a concept called as anekatavada. Anekatavada, that means multiple truths are real, there can never be one truth, there can be so many truths. Okay, that is what pluralism. Yes or no? So is there any example from today's newspaper or today's class discussion where you can use pluralism? Adipurush example. Within Adipurush example, what? The 300 Ramayanas by A.K. Ramanujan. Yes or no? We have multiple versions of Ramayana itself. Why are you even fighting for Ramayana? Most Indians never bother to read the Valmiki Ramayana, right? We only know what we have seen in serials and movies. We actually never bother to read the core Ramayana. Yes or no? Are you aware that Rama is a hunter? He eats non-veg. Yes. Okay. Again, there are dharmas. For that yuga, that dharma, it's valid. He is a kshatriya. Rama is a kshatriya, warrior. Okay. They will be like that only. In 2023, with half knowledge, if you say, Rama is God, why will he do all these things? You are an idiot. You haven't read Valmiki Ramayana. If you need accuracy, go back and check there. That means pluralism is always tolerated, but again at the same time tolerance is something that we have always had. You need to pick up examples from newspaper to show how tolerance is promoted. Okay, that is how you apply. Every question comes from common sense. Idi a book lo there is no single institute in the country which will have a ready made answer for that question, but a topper just like you who started coaching 1 year ago or 1.5 years ago will go and still write a fantastic answer for that. How did he have all that content? Newspapers. So previous year questions are very, very, very important. Don't believe me, don't even believe me, go to YouTube, type top 10 tanker names last 4-5 years. Okay, every first ranker had one thing in common. They all say, I used to read newspapers, I used to read newspapers. Anudip Dursetti, yes. Kanishk Kataria, yes. Shruti Sharma, yes. Everybody says the same thing. I will also give you exception. 2015 Ira Singhal, she is the only topper who didn't read newspapers. She mentioned it explicitly. The reason is 2015 question papers are different from the rest of the year question papers. You cannot expect to clear this exam both in prelims and mains. And I will give you one more advantage. Most of the time if you talk to your seniors, what will be their scores? If the cutoff is 90, they will say 90 to 94. Till the results come, it will be like heart attack. Every day you will be afraid of your results. But people who read newspapers properly, their scores will always be around 105, 110. So the moment you come out of your prelims hall, you are so peaceful. That is huge advantage. Second thing is, you can use all this knowledge of prelims, daily knowledge, and apply it in your interview and mains. Okay, so don't think of prelims, mains, interview separately. Newspaper is continuity. Go and check transcripts. There are telegram channels where UPSC interview questions are posted. Even in interview questions, all you find is current affairs or something which is in the news. They won't ask you what is your personality, what they will just ask some random questions. I will tell you a real interview question. You are an officer, you are in charge of some office district, okay, which is in a border. So China or some other country has attacked India and they need to clear that forest tract. They need to clear a area in the forest so that they can create a on the spot runway for fighter aircrafts. What will you do? It looks like very silly question or random question. Okay, but the thing is, but what happens is, you have to apply your commonsensical knowledge. For example, in my district, if there are forest, rhinos and all those things in a bordering state, okay, do I really need to kick them away to create a runway? Right? Can I involve forest officers? Can I involve so many people? Can I assimilate all my knowledge? You have to read all these things from where? Newspapers. So many places, so many informations, you cannot even imagine. All this will be in the newspapers. Not only this paper, you take any paper, any GS paper, questions will always be random. No preparation. Why? Because UPSC doesn't want you to mug up and write. UPSC wants you to think and write. There is a difference between mugging up and thinking. For example, this is very contemporary paper. GS paper 3 is always current affairs. Let's say question number 10. What is question number 10? What are the maritime security challenges in India? Discuss the initiatives for maritime security. Is or no? Like it's maritime. You have to pick up newspaper articles. Every day there will be one or the other articles. Or just like we have discussed the question number 11, economic growth in the recent past has been led by increasing in labor productivity. Okay, explain these statements and suggest growth patterns. They are explicitly asking you what? Growth patterns. That means you need to have data, you need to have a chart. Yes or no? Only when you write a chart they will give you marks, or else what will they say? You have only written half answer. So where will you find growth patterns in agriculture? Just imagine, instead of economic growth, I will replace it with one simple question. The trade between India and USA is booming. The trade between India and USA is booming. Okay, do we have data? In today's Indian Express, there is an article called as explained article. They have given a chart of trade between India and USA. You have to pick that up. Okay, so instead of wasting hours together on YouTube videos and all those things, daily read 1 hour of newspaper. You will see extraordinary growth. Okay, and lastly, I will give you the major advantage of reading newspapers. One among so many. This is just one ethics case study. This is all one question. Okay, keep a timer and try to read that case study in your free time. You'll understand, just to read this case study you'll spend too much time. Idi just inka chadavadame. This is all just reading. Okay, after reading you have to understand the case study, you have to answer all the 3 questions. Yes or no? It will take a beginner not less than 12 minutes just to understand this. Okay, in the real exam hall you will maximum have 15 minutes to write the case study. In 3 minutes what will you write? Are you getting the point? But if you are a regular reader of newspaper, your reading speed will increase, your comprehensions will increase. You know what to underline, what not to underline, what points to remember, what to ignore. Taking that into consideration, you will have a better case studies. These are all small ways to improve your overall understanding. Again, this is for whom? You know. Again, this is for whom? You know. I don't have to repeat myself every day. Yes. And again, I am not no innocent to believe that all of you are serious aspirants. Yes. I hope you understood. Next time when you read newspapers, what will you read? How will you read? Intent. Why am I reading newspaper? Second thing is, do I know previous year questions, syllabus copy, and am I making keyword notes? Am I listing out keywords and facts? Only then you'll have some productivity. Or else the best thing to do is stay where you are, watch Jabardast. Next year will come, you'll write prelims, you will fail by default. Not a curse, it's a fact. Why? When 10 lakh people apply for an exam, 6 lakh people write an exam, only 10,000 are clearing. So you cannot humanly imagine you are smarter than 5,90,000 people by accident. There is no such thing as luck in UPSC in prelims. You have to work really hard. Only then you will clear prelims. So are you working as hard as the top 10,000 aspirants in India? You don't even have the patience to sit for 2.5 hours. You honestly want me to believe you are that serious? Okay, you will know the reality. Don't forget that. Again, see, I don't have any sugarcoating words. I will tell you why. Because I have seen more people destroy their lives in UPSC than make. Why? 10,000 people will come assuming they are the smartest people. On prelims day, I received a message from a student saying, sir, I should have listened to you 2 years ago and I should have started working. He wasted 2 years in UPSC without even clearing prelims, in spite of already wasting 2 years before that. I told him, see, you are not serious enough, get a job, then probably you can prepare for UPSC. He didn't listen to me. Why? He, like all of us, even when I was preparing, assumes that, I am the smartest person alive, probably I will make it one day. But the thing is, being smart is different from being pragmatic. You have to do certain things in UPSC. The most important thing is sitting and reading. Your ability to sit in a chair for 6 to 8 hours will differentiate you. Is that no? When I went to Delhi for the first time in 2010, okay, again all my own experiences. That is why I keep telling you. I couldn't sit for 2 hours. I may become graduate. So for us, all of us knew, 3 hours of college, 40% attendance, right? You'll hardly have any work to do. You won't be even sitting in a chair for 2 hours. Even for movie watching, we will fast forward, right? Song, no. We don't have patience. Okay. Then November, I guess, one and a half month down the line, one of my friend joined me. Like a friend's friend became my friend. He joined my room. We became roommates. He's an MBBS doctor. Okay. That fellow can sit in a chair for 10 hours. It's like he came, he read entire Bipin Chandra in 3 days. Kalyan, I am done with Bipin Chandra. Tell me some other book. I was like, I took 1 month to read this book. This fellow read in 3 hours. Okay. And I thought, initial Josh. 1 or 2 days it will fade away. Within 1 month, he completed all NCRTs. He was like, give me more. Then I understood what is his advantage, what is my disadvantage. His advantage was his ability to sit in a chair for more hours. Automatically one day you will develop the concentration. Okay. So then I had one golden rule. Every day I have to sit in chair for 8 hours. I put an alarm clock. Okay. I will sit. Apart from restroom and all those things, sit. You sleep, you listen to songs, you eat, whatever you do, first thing I developed is getting comfortable with the chair. Okay. Once I have understood that in next 15 days, from there automatically your graph will increase. Yes or no? Why? If you sit and read, you can literally melt mountains. But if you read for 10 minutes, then again 10 minutes, one more notification came. Okay. The first thing I will do is throw away my phone. Okay. I have done this. Only then I can tell you, right? Just like that Gandhi example. What I used to do is, every day morning 5:45 I used to go to library. Okay. I used to keep my phone in home, like the room. Only at night 8 p.m. I will switch on my phone. I had very severe insecurities. What if something happens? Someone calls. What if mom calls? All these insecurities I had. But I had to make peace. Even if something happens, God forbid, bad happens, okay, I cannot change anything, right? I was in Delhi. It will take me 24 hours to reach my home. Right? So at 8 p.m. I will switch on my phone. I will talk to my parents. Okay, for 8 till 8:30, I am done with the day. Nothing else. No phone. For 6 months, I have read like that. And I can guaranteely tell you, those 6 months are the best days of my preparation. Whatever knowledge I carry even today, it is because of sitting, reading without phone for 6 months. It changed my life. You have to develop that from day one. For 9 months, if you can do this, I can guarantee you, you will clear prelims in May 2024. One day I sat 15 hours. For next 3 days, I didn't read. It won't work. Every day read for 8 hours, but read every day. No force on earth can stop you from entering into service. Sit and read. There is no bigger mantra than that in UPSC. Yes or no? ముళ్ళు ఉంటాయి కింద, మామూలే అవి, అలవాటు అవ్వే వరకు ఇట్ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ బి అ ప్రాబ్లమ్. బట్ వన్స్ యూ గెట్ యూజ్డ్ టు ఇట్, యూ విల్ సక్సీడ్ ఇన్ యూపీఎస్సీ. నో దట్ డిఫరెన్స్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? Again, these are all some things which are not told by many people to you. You will always assume, read Hindu, sit and read. What is your problem? Or even I had a problem. I had to make amendments. I changed, I implemented. Only then I am telling you, right? Everybody starts in the same place. But you have to realize UPSC is not a joke. People do lot of sacrifices. Okay? Even today, people sell their gold. People take loans to go for UPSC test series. That is a kind of commitment they have. That is where I love Steve Jobs' convocation speech, where he says, stay hungry, stay foolish. As long as your stomach is burning, you will actually be productive. You are comfortable, chill, nothing will happen, sky won't fall down, my life is very safe. You won't read. I have to get that into your nerves. I have to make it. Trust me, if you are not getting the motivation, go and meet an IAS officer. You see his office, you see his hangama. Okay, you see how Gaurav Agarwal. There is a fantastic speech by Gaurav Agarwal in YouTube. I don't know how to search it. I will try to tell you the name tomorrow. He literally says he gave up 70 lakh rupee job. He's an investment banker. He gave up 70 lakh rupee job and he was in Singapore. He says, my office was so high that I can see the clouds. Pav ke niche zameen, the asman hai. That was his lifestyle. Okay. He gave up all that to work in Rajasthan remote area, where he complains, his daughter is in a cooler. Rajasthan area, one small house with a desert cooler. And he says, it's worth it. He could have been in Singapore, his daughter could have been in ACs, everything fantastic, and he still says, when a poor woman comes and when I help her, the smile in her eyes is more worth it than all the luxuries I enjoyed in Singapore. If he can say that, just imagine what impact you can make as an IAS officer. Yes or no? For that you are struggling. Go watch that video. It's really, really inspiring. Because I haven't gave up 70 lakh job. I don't know how it feels. But he definitely have done that, right? In spite of that, he's saying he's still there. Clear? So I will tell you the video link tomorrow. I will find it. So that is the motivation, commitment needed from you. And first thing is, you have to believe it. You will make it. Okay? Yeah. Any questions? No? Any questions from anyone? Yes. Tomorrow, yes, please. Yes. The basic rule of thumb is syllabus copy. So first you need to know the syllabus copy, right? Like this article belongs in GS paper 1, GS paper 2. So once you start segregating them according to the major themes, then you will segregate it into micro themes. As I said, mug up last 10-year prelims questions, last 10-year mains questions and syllabus copy. Newspaper segregation will come by default. Okay? Yeah. Yes. Any specific requirements for tomorrow's discussion? Notes making? Answer writing? Answer writing? Okay. Answer writing? Okay, fine. Any other requirements? How to identify prelims questions in newspaper? That will also be helpful, right? So tomorrow we'll do these two things: newspaper prelims questions and newspaper answer writing. Answer writing from newspaper. Will you write an answer by the end of the class then? Rastara? Okay, fine. See you tomorrow then. Sandeep? Not coming regularly for my class? Your friend? He's in hostel. Resting? Not well? Okay. ఎస్, మీ మిగతా ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఏరి లాస్ట్ బెంచ్ ఎవరు నలుగురు ఉంటారు కదా మీరు. వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు ద అదర్ 3? హౌ మచ్ టైమ్ డిడ్ యూ టేక్ టు రీడ్ ద న్యూస్ పేపర్? It took 2.5 hours. Today? You read half. The time being? 1 hour. But you are focusing only on editorials. Mostly. Editorial section, definitely. Editorial and opinion. Especially editorials. See again the left part, if you can show the Hindu. These two are called as editorials. These are the stand of the newspaper. Your answer writing will be nicely developed only from this. The reason being, they are not pure opinions, they are fact based discussions. Okay, these are opinions. Okay, this is opinion of Srivatsav Krishna. You may or may not like the opinion. Some people will argue only emotionally, some people will argue with facts. Emotions and opinions can change, but whereas facts don't change. So every day you have to read what? Hindu and Indian Express editorials first. Once you are done with the 1, 2, 3, 4 in Hindu and Indian Express, then if you find time, this is called as lead article. Lead, L-E-A-D, lead article, the most important article of the day, both in Hindu and Indian Express. Okay, then everything else is opinion. For example, this is an opinion, this is a column. Columns can be of different things. Okay, so the day 1, if I start newspaper, I will open, I will fold it like this, and I will read the 2 editorials. After that I will proceed according to my energies. Okay, the rest all are side headings. For example, I will read the side heading, paper, which paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, is it important? If it is there, I will note it down. If there is a keyword, I will note it down, or else I will ignore it. That is how you proceed. Okay, yeah.